Diddy's 50-month prison sentence and White House response to Trump pardon rumors. Earlier this month, Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison after being convicted in his high-profile criminal trial, following a TMZ report claiming that Donald Trump was considering a pardon for the disgraced music mogul. A White House spokesperson has firmly denied the rumors. Speaking to NBC News, the official stated there is zero truth to the story. There is zero truth to the TMZ report, which we would have gladly explained had they reached out before running their fake news, the spokesperson said. The president, not anonymous sources, is the final decider on pardons and commutations. Despite the denial, TMZ spokesperson Casey Carver defended their report, telling NBC News, "We stand by our story." The outlet had originally reported that Trump was vacillating on whether to commute Diddy's sentence, noting that some White House staff advised against it, but emphasizing that Trump will do what he wants. Diddy's sentencing details Judge Aaron Subramanian handed down the 50-month prison term after Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Alongside the prison sentence, he was ordered to pay a $500,000 fine. Trump's previous speculation about a potential pardon isn't new. Earlier this year, before Diddy's conviction, Trump told NBC News he would certainly look at the facts if the case came across his desk. However, during an interview with Newsmax in August, he appeared to change his stance, suggesting a pardon was unlikely. "You know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and he seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well," Trump said, "but when I ran for office, he was very hostile." Despite the swirling rumors, as of now, there is no indication that Diddy will be granted clemency or released early. Chris Brown and Kevin McCall collaborated on several tracks in the early 2010s, including the hit single Deuces in 2010. However, McCall now claims that Brown still owes him money for their past work together. During a recent appearance on the Back on Fig show on YouTube, McCall opened up about his current financial struggles and appealed to Brown for help. Holding up an EBT card, he asked, "Why the fuck I got an EBT card?" He went on to reference Brown's successful Breezy Bowl tour, saying, "Can I get $25K for them 4 songs I owe you?" Becoming emotional, McCall broke down in tears as he explained that he's struggling to make ends meet. Fans have shared mixed reactions to the interview on social media. One user on X, formerly Twitter, wrote, "This is an entertainer-athlete who had a short career, as most do, then didn't find or create something sustainable after it ended. That's all. He did not get robbed. This is just how careers go." Another commented, "He talking like the average person remembers who he was, LMAO." While Chris Brown hasn't responded publicly, Young Thug stepped in to show support. Posting on X, he wrote, "Kevin McCall hit me my NA. I'll give you the 25K you need. And I know CB would give it to you also, bro. He a real one. Nets is busy sometimes, brother." Kevin McCall is best known for appearing on Chris Brown's songs Deuces 2010 and Strip 2011. He later released his own debut single Naked in 2012. This latest drama unfolds as Chris Brown recently wrapped up his Breezy Bowl XX tour. The tour began in Europe in June, kicked off its US leg in July, and concluded on October 16th in New Orleans. Brown was joined by Summer Walker, Bryson Tiller, and Jhené Aiko as supporting acts. Chris Brown and Kevin McCall rose to prominence together in the early 2010s, forming one of the most promising artist-producer partnerships of that era. Their collaboration on Brown's Grammy-nominated track Deuces became a major hit, topping the Billboard R&B hip-hop chart and earning widespread acclaim. At the time, McCall was also signed to Chris Brown's CBE, Chris Brown Entertainment label, contributing to several successful projects, including Brown's 2011 single Strip. Despite their strong creative chemistry, tensions reportedly developed over contracts, royalties, and recognition, ultimately leading to the end of their working relationship. In recent years, Kevin McCall has spoken publicly about feeling overlooked and financially unrewarded for his contributions. His recent emotional plea has reignited discussions about how the music industry often mishandles creative credits and artist compensation. Many fans have expressed sympathy for McCall, calling for fairness and transparency in artist agreements. Others, however, argue that McCall's struggles stem from poor financial decisions and not necessarily from exploitation by Chris Brown or the label. Tyler, the Creator's D'Angelo tribute rekindles debate about his edgelord past. The backlash to Tyler, the Creator's tribute to D'Angelo, has reopened old wounds, specifically conversations about his controversial edgelord era and the audience it created. While Tyler mastered the art of shock and provocation early in his career, he didn't invent it. As the frontman of Odd Future, he built a reputation on chaos, outrage, and rebellion. Beneath the irony and dark humor, however, was something more complex. A fraught relationship with blackness, particularly when it came to black women and social justice movements. When the world mourned the passing of D'Angelo, Tyler joined in with a heartfelt tribute. Yet the reaction from his largely non-black fan base, many of whom seemed detached from the cultural weight of the loss, sparked frustration online. After Tyler liked a post on X, formerly Twitter, criticizing his white fans for failing to appreciate black art the way he does, the conversation shifted sharply. Social media timelines filled with reminders of his past lyrics, tweets, and interviews that once mocked or distanced him from black identity. Fans weren't calling for cancellation, but for accountability. The edgelord archetype in hip-hop. In hip-hop, the edgelord persona thrives on controversy. It's less about legacy and more about reaction, clicks, outrage, and attention. This archetype masks provocation as rebellion, though it often targets marginalized groups rather than systems of power. Artists like Eminem during his Marshall Mathers LP era or XXXTentacion during his rise blurred the line between rebellion and ridicule. Even Kanye West wielded trolling as performance art before his public downfall. Tyler, too, once belonged to this lineage. During Odd Future's peak, his lyrics reveled in shock for shock's sake, rapping about rape, violence, and slurs with a smirk. On Tron Cat, he joked about molestation. In Yonkers, he threatened to stab Bruno Mars and hurled homophobic slurs. He later dismissed it all as just art, but for many fans, especially young black ones, the damage was real. The truth is, edgelords don't challenge oppression, they mirror it. Tyler's early music often reflected anti-blackness and misogyny packaged as satire. He distanced himself from black culture while profiting from mocking it, cultivating a fan base, largely white and online, that found amusement in watching a black artist ridicule his own identity. Odd Future and the making of a shock culture. Odd Future's rise was unapologetically confrontational. Their music and visuals were raw, abrasive, and proudly offensive. Tyler embraced the weird black kid label but weaponized it, turning alienation into hostility. His early albums, Bastard and Goblin, were dark and experimental but often cruel. Songs like She and Tron Cat portrayed violence against women, while tracks like French mocked black women for their complexion. When criticized, Tyler dismissed detractors as too sensitive, calling his work satire. Nicki Minaj has sparked a new wave of online drama after calling out Gucci Mane's wife, Keyshia Ka'Oir, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, accusing her of keeping Gucci sedated. The tension began after Gucci and Ka'Oir appeared on The Breakfast Club on Monday to promote Gucci's new memoir episodes and discuss their marriage and his mental health journey. During the interview, Ka'Oir explained how she helps Gucci manage his struggles, saying, "I have a system. I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do is delete Instagram. I delete everything, even if I have to change his password. I'll change it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode. You realize you haven't known about any other episodes since September 13th? That's because I control that. You're not going on Instagram. You're not going on Twitter. It's deleted. I control everything at home. And now before the episodes come, I catch it. That's why he hasn't had another one." Following the interview, Minaj fired off a tweet alleging that Ka'Oir had ulterior motives. She wrote, "Gucci's wife has been trying to be me for years. Been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. Gucci hates Deborah Anthony. They don't want Deb around me. She's around me now. Charlemagne the Fraud, Jay-Z's friend and business associate, using iHeartRadio for these disgusting ploys against innocent families. He was around Wendy before her life went to hell. The buck stops here, baby. Bookmark this tweet. In what appeared to be a response, Ka'Oir took to Instagram on Tuesday afternoon, posting a video of herself listening to Cardi B, Nicki Minaj's longtime rival, and captioned it, "I'm like, nah, since when? Out here embarrassing." The post fueled speculation that her video was a subtle clapback aimed at Minaj, adding another layer to the ongoing feud between the two women. Nicki Minaj's comments quickly went viral, sparking heated discussions across social media platforms. Fans of both artists began dissecting the situation, with many defending Ka'Oir's approach to protecting her husband's mental health, while others sided with Nicki, claiming her post was part of a larger issue involving media manipulation and industry politics. The mention of Charlemagne the God and iHeartRadio further stirred the pot, suggesting that Minaj believes there are coordinated efforts to damage her reputation. Meanwhile, Ka'Oir seemed unbothered by the controversy. Her post featuring Cardi B's music, given the ongoing tension between Nicki and Cardi, appeared to be a strategic move, subtly aligning herself with Nicki's rival. Fans interpreted it as a power play, suggesting Ka'Oir was sending a message that she wouldn't be intimidated or silenced. Gucci Mane, for his part, has not publicly addressed the situation. The rapper has continued promoting Episodes, his newly released memoir, which details his life journey, battles with mental health, and personal growth since his release from prison. Many fans praised Ka'Oir for standing by him throughout his transformation, crediting her with helping him maintain stability in recent years.